that time already? Holy shit.
8:30.
Well,
Be ready to channel, don't forget.
I got on at 8:30. Well,
Hey everybody, welcome
here.
back. We are, I guess this is our first actual episode on Germantown. Our first stream on Germantown.
California map is Cali Central Valley.
But we are plowing fields today. We're a little behind compared to everybody else.
I'd have been fine.
I don't think that's the one I was talking about.
And don't forget he's got a B-rated channel.
I didn't look at Cali. I've seen it before, but I don't think I didn't do a video on it. The one I looked at may have been tossing errors. So who do we got in here tonight with us? We got Ken. Is Ken on mic? Ken's quiet. Might have to bump him. We got Rave.
What's up?
Got Rockhound for a little bit, right?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
We got
How's
the
everybody doing?
infamous Spectre.
Yeah, I see this.
I'm infamous, am I?
You're infamous. We've got the Silver Dragon, the silver-toothed dragon he is. We've got GTX in chat.
What's up,
Very
GTA?
car pileup.
Yeah, can we kill the traffic? 'Cause these things are idiotic. And I'm being
You're having issues with traffic.
Probably would help if people used the damn blinkers.
Yeah, traffic and blinkers.
Yeah,
Hey, John, what's up?
Hey Ken, you want to pick that trailer up so I can get it?
You mean push it your way?
I was watching your video on Emerald. Man, that forest looks like it would be one hell of an adventure.
To clear cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said there's 12,000 trees.
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay, there we go. Thanks, bud.
Sure.
Is
We,
traffic running into you? Or are you running into traffic?
There's 22 cars piled up. $22, huh?
Let me kill traffic so they'll disappear.
Oh, it's okay now. It's like driving in Maryland.
Oh, it's okay. Okay now?
Yeah, they're throwing candy. I think it's a parade.
Oh, okay. Just add the train to it. You'll have to find a way back from the store that doesn't involve the roads. Need roads less traveled. Oh, there's the train now. So we got the Loco Drive mod in, and the poor train takes about a half hour to circumnavigate the map. So we won't see it very often, but it's coming through the woods up there. Should see it pop out over there in a little bit. There it goes. Oh, that's a car. Maybe we won't see it because I think the train tracks are recessed over there. Oh well. Hey, Huntmaster, what's up?
Oh, get on. I don't know if you hear me or not.
Oh, you should. Let me cut back the in-game audio a little bit. Alright, that should be a little quieter for him. So I was glad to see that I wasn't the only one that had a whole bunch of plowing left to do.
No. No, I still got one more field to get done. And then I gotta go over everything with fertilizer and get right back on it to cultivate it.
See, I decided I was going to fertilize first. Then I was going to plow, then I was going to fertilize, and then I was going to use that in-game horse, which has dry fertilizer.
Oh.
So then everything's 3 times as soon as I'm done seeding.
Yeah,
And then it's sit back and wait for about 3 weeks as crop grows.
That's right. Well, you can start cutting grass here in a couple of days. For 7 days, you'll be able to cut some grass. Won't be full growth state.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I really don't have grass on my plot.
Make some silage bales.
Yeah, I bought the big bud grape plain seeder, so mine doesn't have fertilization on it.
Hey, I was going to mention that to Rockhound and Spectre. I saw you had the Great Plains seeder up there when I was trying to find a bucket the other day.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about going in on sharing the purchase of one.
And it doesn't have fertilizer?
The Great Plains.
Not in it, no.
So they were talking about...
Seed?
Say that again, sorry.
It only holds seed, right?
Yeah, it's only seed, but it does plant. It also does plant corn.
Right,
And-
I seen that.
Yeah, so that's why I bought it.
Yeah, I got plenty of fertilizer to lay down my next layer of fertilizer. I'm not worried about that. But
Yeah, I'm not really worried about
we're gonna
fertilizer
go
either.
ahead. Me and Spectre, we're gonna go ahead and split the cost of the Great Plains.
Yeah, I just bought mine right out. I was like, I might as well. I mean, that's instead of having 2 planters, I might as well just have things that can plant my normal crop plus my corn. So
That's right.
the only thing I'm kind of screwed on is eventually I need to buy something that could plant potatoes because I do the pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiger Man's planting potatoes.
I've got potatoes and I'll just sell them to you.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Works that way I don't have to plant them.
Yeah. Did you all see the latest dev version of Courseplay's got a graphical course generation thing now?
The hell's a graphical course generation?
Duck did a Quack did a tutorial on it, but basically you can go into this graphical mode and it puts up an overlay of the map, like a PDA version of the map, and you click the field you want to be on, and then it zooms in, and then as you set the course, it basically shows you, like the same as a little eyeball,
Yeah.
it shows you what the course would look like on the PDA overlay, so you can kind of see, you know, the direction and how things would work.
That's pretty cool.
Right from there. And apparently there's, I don't know how long it's been in there, but there's apparently a new thing with where you can set the direction clockwise or counterclockwise
Oh,
for like the headland thing. So like you could go clockwise, that way your pipe's always out,
right.
like with a harvester.
I didn't even know they were still updating Horseplay. I thought 5 whatever was the last one.
Oh, I guess I need to update that again, huh?
Yeah, right?
Well, it's not. It's at GitHub. It's not in the. It's not in the Mod Hub.
Mod Hub, yeah.
So you gotta go to GitHub.
That's alright, I'm
download it.
using your beta version of Seasons, so just seemed better than to use the one that's in the Mod Hub since it's already got some fixes in it. And you weren't kidding when you said the pigs take a whole lot less. I mean, I got 30 pigs and they basically take nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like a bug or it's like supposed to happen.
I hear you, GTX.
Because they only took 120 wheat and I have 30 cows.
30 pigs.
But yeah, pigs. Meanwhile, your cows are taking close to 2,000 liters of grass.
Cows eat a lot.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's. I think that they were basically looking at trying to balance the pigs a bit more. because they realized that to keep any number of pigs, you had to do some massive crop operations.
Mm-hmm.
And then the amount of money you earned from selling off pigs due to the reproduction, it was at anything a break even or a loss until you got to some really big number of pigs, but still you were producing massive amounts of crop. So you had to have really big equipment in order to do it with any effectiveness. So I think they were going to, and if they ever release it, going to pigs reproduce more often, or not more often, but basically throughout spring, summer, and autumn.
Right? Yeah.
And
that's in this version, right? That we're using?
Yeah. And they consume a lot less, so therefore it makes keeping 50, 75, 150 pigs a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you'd also sell them off and just keep reproducing them.
Yeah. Like with Rathlin, I'm finding that massive sheep herds are pretty easy.
Yeah, don't you have like 600 sheep?
Started with 600.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm still in.
I saw that.
I'm still in spring on my gameplay, and I've got 680 some now.
Yeah, I would never be able to maintain that. I don't know how you do it. Kudos to you, man.
Well, they only take about 5 bales every 3 days.
It's insane.
So they're pretty easy.
That's
I brought.
Did you buy them in your playthrough?
Yeah, bought them. I didn't inject them. I bought them.
Mm.
But I brought 3 million in from churn.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got 1 million in nuggets.
How much did you lay out on sheep?
I don't know. They were like 3,000 something a piece, I think.
Jesus Christ.
It was a fair bit.
That's got to be a pretty penny.
But I mean, I'm earning $50,000 to $60,000 every day to day and a half in wool.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But that's only going to be over spring.
Hmm.
But I also am playing with the idea of when the wool production shuts down, do I sell off the sheep to get back to a 600, or do I keep them, let them keep accumulating to see what kind of wool will I get out of 700 sheep? Because 700 sheep will reproduce even quicker than 600 sheep did.
Hmm. Tough call.
So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I thought I would, since that map has a whole bunch of static sheep all over the place on the hill sides. I was like, well, let's just, if we're gonna play this map, let's just go there and become a sheep farmer.
Makes sense.
And then, if we have a big herd, then maybe at some point in time we could say that all the sheep on all the hillsides are ours.
Well, there you go.
See,
I normally, whenever I start off with playthrough, I normally start with cows and sheep. I almost never do pigs. I just never found value in pigs. I know eventually cow's milk gives you a pretty penny. I have yet to.
Hey, Greedon, how are you doing?
Or
Graydon?
A map. By starting from scratch and eventually buying all the fields, like basically what you did at Midtown.
I really didn't start from scratch. I kind of injected money into that one. Started with more fields than you get from the start. I didn't buy the animals. I just threw them in there. So that was kind of a fun play map.
I mean, you seemed to enjoy yourself on it.
Now churn, I started with 15,000, exactly what you start with on hard mode. I sold what starting equipment I didn't need. I kept the plow. No, I bought a plow. I kept the seeders. May have kept the cultivator. I definitely sold the harvester because I wasn't going to need it for 70-some game days. And I bought all the animals up square. The only thing I didn't actually buy for realsies was Rockhound's POW truck when I introduced it. I basically bought that one for free. But everything else on that was true money earned through the gameplay or money saved through the gameplay based on the starting equipment. With 24-day seasons, and part of it was to prove. Part of it was to prove that you can really do it, and you're not gonna, you know, go broke playing 24-day seasons. And
yeah,
came out of there with 3.5 million or something.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how I could. If I ever tried 24-day seasons, I don't know how the hell I would balance it out.
You just need to. Well, part of it is keeping your daily maintenance as low as you can, and part of that is if you don't need a harvester for 70 days, then don't buy one right away. And you know, when I was done seeding, I sold the seeders. I don't need them anymore. I played the map for 2 years, and when it came back to seeding time, I bought new seeders. Versus keeping seeders around for 2.5 seasons where they weren't going to be used. Stuff. There isn't much equipment I kept from over winter. I sold a lot of the actual farming stuff over winter, but I also did a heck of a lot of forestry over winter to keep that money coming in. Hey, Eugene, what's up?
Map drops is what I'm gonna sit down with. I'm actually gonna tinkle with MR in seasons and put it on a decent length and just try to make a profit off of it. Take my time.
What's up?
I was able to double fertilize.
I can't hear you. What?
He said he was able to double fertilize every field.
I have my mic flipped up. I was able to double fertilize every field but one with 20,000 liters.
I know, you got little fields. Look at them.
Yeah.
135, well, 134 to 143. They're all little baby fields.
Yep.
I just looked.
I got one field where 20,000 liters isn't enough for one pass.
Yeah. I filled my tanker over there with 80,000, and I'm down to about 50.
Yeah, my fields are gonna take a lot.
And that's that's just one coat on everything. So.
I don't particularly have small fields either, so I'm
gonna
gonna
use
a lot of fertilizer.
I'm gonna use about 60,000 liters on all my fields of liquid. I don't know how much solid, but yeah, the mixer helps.
Did Sim ever give you your money back? For what he owed you? Yeah. Yeah.
You gave me 40,000 back.
Yeah.
I'm skipping just to just because I don't think.
Yeah, he randomly messaged
I've
me
got
too. Like,
I've got four-wheel steer turned off.
You want 40 grand back?
And
yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
And this, so I'm only steering with the fronts, and this won't turn tight enough to do to not skip. So I just decided to skip, and then I'll come back and I'll basically catch up.
Alright, where's this field at?
Oh, Courseplay now has the ability to skip. Like, you know, like when you do GPS, sometimes you skip rows because it won't turn tight enough.
Right.
Courseplay now you can tell it to skip one or multiple passes, and then so it'll go through the field and skip, and then it'll turn back and go back through the field and hit the ones it skipped.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty neat.
It's definitely worth downloading the new dev version and checking all that out. But the good old Quack Duck Zorly did a how to use that feature in Courseplay just this week. But check him out too.
The only problem with the dev version is you need to know how to export it and make your own zip file.
That's easy. Just extract it, then re-extract it. Then rezip it. It's no big deal.
There are some people out there that don't know how to do
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Not everybody is brilliant.
To be honest, I learned my modding ways from playing years and years of Skyrim, so...
Some folks are like a 20-watt light bulb.
Right.
Other
Hey
folks,
now.
other
Hey now.
folks are like a 30-watt light bulb.
Some of us are LEDs.
But some LEDs will burn your retinas.
Or a 2-watt bulb that's been burnt out for 20 years.
Who's that?
What?
Oh, you know what you could do, Silver Dragon? You could bring your excess grass and give it to Tigerman's cows. His poor cows are down to 22% grass.
Poor old Tiger Man.
Oh wow.
I'm so happy I bought this Big Bud. I'm like almost never use the DLC.
I never have. I mean, I got it all, but
I thought the Platinum one was useless, to be honest.
I like the platinum equipment. I like the
yeah.
I like the tippers, the bucket tippers, because they act like a bucket, so you can use those tippers at any BGA. I like the Star Seeders. I like the Star Culti Plow. It's a fairly decent sized Culti Plow, and it runs at a fairly decent speed and gives you the plow bonus.
Yeah, the only Culti Plow I have is from the Big Bud.
Yeah,
I like the
I'll
overloader.
be using the Big Bud on my new map for sure.
Well, there's a Culti Plow in the Coon Pack.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Um,
I've never used it though.
Not bad. It's $10,000 4-meter cultivator plow.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Saves you a trip.
It's an extremely cheap 4-meter plow that works with like a 100 horsepower tractor.
Mm-hmm.
Like the overloader.
Oh yeah, Spectre really likes the auger wagon.
I just think the model looks really cool. I don't know that it's any better than what we already have, but
From what,
the
Platinum?
model looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't have the Platinum expansion. I wouldn't know.
The little Massey's fun. It's a nice little yard tractor.
Did they add in the Macy sprayer?
That's not part of Platinum. It was a bonus to people that pre-ordered it.
Gotcha.
But it's effectively been released on the Mod Hub, I think. It's free for anybody now.
Well, I was gonna say I can give you a link to it if you guys want it. Stevie updated it in his own way, so.
I think we determined that we don't like that sprayer.
I don't think it's too bad.
The Massey sprayer.
Horse one is way better. Visibility is so much better on the horse.
Yeah, the Massey sprayer got that giant screen. You can't see much.
Really,
of
I
anything.
thought the horse one was actually pretty harsh on the eyes. Well, interior at least. Everything looks like you're like way too high up.
Visibility's good.
I'm gonna have to give it another go.
It's a nice looking model, I think. On the outside, it's got lots of nice animation. It opens kind of slow, but that's because there's like there's like little retaining brackets that lift off. Jonathan, we're talking about the self-propelled horse. That's
It's
in the
also
horse pack.
cheaper than the one in game. I think it's like what, 30 grand cheaper
I don't
from
remember.
the New Holland.
I like the horse pull behind sprayer and spreader because they work on the same. They have the same working width. of like 30 meters, so you can do one.
Wait, which one?
In the horse pack,
Yeah.
the spreader and sprayer have the same working width.
Oh.
So, you know, if you like to spray crop that exists, that is grown, and you like to put pellets down for, you know, other times, then you can have like just one Courseplay course, and use it for either one because it has the same working width, 30 meters.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I've always been a fan of the, I don't even know what they call it, just the self-sprayers.
What's that? I'm just trying to catch up in chat.
I don't know what they're called. The sprayers that you would buy, like the horse one or the New Holland one, the big sprayers.
Self-propels?
Yeah, self-propel. That's what I'm looking for. Always been a fan of those. And then the horse one came out, and it was like 20 to 30 grand cheaper than the in-game one. I was like, oh shit.
Who has a power washer?
Me?
You're gonna charge me for it.
No. I've got one.
I need to wash my stuff.
There's one over here by my barn. If you want to come use it.
You're closer. I'll use yours.
It's right here next to the barn.
Where's the mobile pressure washer? Does it work in MP?
The mobile pressure washer?
Yeah.
I don't have it in. I don't have it in. I haven't tried it in multiplayer.
Okay.
But I didn't add it. If are you gonna offer your services as a mobile pressure washer? Like I can pay you amount of money. You can come spray my stuff down every so often.
$100 a wash.
Is that what you're offering? Pretty expensive.
I could, but if the mobile pressure washer cause problem to the game, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to either if it causes problems.
Maybe in the next game.
Clean truck means you're not working anyway, so.
Very true.
Apparently we had rain today because we had rain in the forecast this morning when I was in, and now it's wet crop and sunny.
Vector,
Yes, sir.
you want to make that transfer?
I gotta go get my pad done, I guess.
I am heading over there to pick up some seed and pick up the Great Plains.
Alright, give me a minute.
Alright, no problem. I got my truck on follow me to haul some seed, and I'll go get it staged for next episode.
Have you decided what you're planting?
I know I'm gonna put in some corn and some. I have to look at the temperature and see what I can put in first, but probably gonna do some rye. And we don't have rye in this map, do we?
You got barley. It's just
Yeah.
standard crops.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some barley. I already got some soybeans in for the
Canola for the fuel.
canola, yes, for the fuel.
You didn't put soybeans in already, did you?
No, I put
'Cause-
canola in.
Can't do that until mid-spring.
Right. Yeah, I got canola in one field already.
Can't you plant and just wait for the germination to hit? Or does that not work?
I think you technically could. But there's no guarantee that that you'll reach the temperatures you need to reach.
Oh, gotcha.
So The first year I played Churn Farm, I did, I used the Wales Geo for both years, but it took forever to get to 10 degrees Celsius, or 51 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was like 5 days left in late spring, and it still wasn't up to temp. So I decided that I was just going to put my foot down and just put it in the ground. And either it got to temp and I kept my crop, or it didn't get to temp and I lost my crop. But if I waited and then it got to temp on the last day, there wasn't enough time in the day anyway to plant the crop. So, you know, I really didn't have much to lose other than the cost of seed. So I did that, and it came to temp like a day before the end of the planting season. So I was good. So I decided I was going to do that the second year. But the second year, it never hit 51 degrees until after the planting season. So I lost at least 7 fields of corn and sunflowers, or corn and soybeans.
Wow. Jesus.
Because it never reached germination temperature until after planting season. So it went from seeded to harvested overnight. And so I liked that. I was actually glad to lose all that crop, because it proved that it's not a guarantee that you're going to hit your temperatures. You could lose crop as a result of the weather just never working out with you.
Spectre.
So you
Hey,
could,
Mr. Klein,
you could gamble. Yeah.
any idea why the tablet is making me buy the apps over again? Both of them?
No idea.
I was gonna say too, Spectre, I'm gonna get 6 totes of seed. You wanna split that cost as well?
Oh, I gotta pay for your seed now?
No, I'm buying 6 totes. I mean, I'm not gonna use all of it. That's 6,000 liters, ain't it?
Totes are 1,600 apiece.
Oh, are they?
1,600 liters.
I wouldn't buy 6. I would buy what you need. If you have extras, I'll buy
Okay, I'm gonna buy 6.
what you're not gonna use.
I'll buy
but
6 totes, because that's what my truck will haul. And we'll go from there.
GTX.
yeah, I
Since
gotta buy these apps all over again.
Man.
since you're part of the LS group, have you ever heard of
twice.
folks losing apps in multiplayer and having to buy them over again?
If I hit my Tilden key, it keeps telling me that there's a tablet error. I don't all the time. I don't. It's like nonstop.
I'm gonna ask GTX in chat. He's part of that group, so he might be aware of something.
Oh, that's right. You're streaming, aren't you?
Are those the only 2 apps that you have purchased, or it's just those 2 apps are the only 2 that keep disappearing?
I've only purchased those 2 apps, but they keep disappearing every time I come back in the game.
Okay.
How much money you want there, Rockhound? It's about 7, 8 grand or something?
Hang on, please.
And but you're getting some repeating tablet error.
Yeah, I'll hit my Tilden key. Well, hang on.
142 divided by 2.
71,000.
That'll work.
Alright, give me a second.
Alright. And you can go in. You can go into the app and assign it to you right when you're ready to come get it. But it don't really matter. Anybody can pick it up, correct?
Yeah, the implement anybody can use.
Okay.
Because when we
I'm
were
sorry, I try not to talk when other people are talking, but I do it all the time.
that's fine. What is
My
it?
apologies. So the error says C, you know, and then my OneDrive documents, my games, farming simulator. That says farming tablet XML, and it spits an error. I've got probably 15 of them in my tilden key.
Oh, hello, by the way.
Hey,
It's Andy. GTX, sir.
Does it say which XML or Lua is doing the error and what number is it giving you?
Okay, I'm looking up a little bit further. I've got a 558 render text error. I've got a 669 do draw error, and I've got a 315 draw error.
Yeah, but what, which Lua? Because that could be thousands of different Luas. It should say it before the error. It should say the name of it.
It says error, and then it gives my file path.
Yeah, and what's the actual file at the end, like the actual XML or Lua that's giving the error?
It says farmingtablet.xml.
I've not heard. There is the odd issue with that MP app still, and that's why the development of it's been stopped, and the new edition now built into the game, which will be released soon. So you won't even need the tablet. It'll open like a normal menu in the game, just like opening your escape menu, and it'll look the same. But which error it is, couldn't tell you. And if it's a conflict, I wouldn't know without actually seeing the log file.
All right.
Sorry to say.
But Spectre could put the
screenshot it.
Put a copy of his log file in Discord for us, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk me on over how to do that, but
yeah, that won't be too hard. But now you mentioned you mentioned that it's on OneDrive. Is your OneDrive synced locally? Or is it somehow trying to read all these mods off the cloud drive itself?
No idea. I've got a bunch of redundant OneDrive error messages that don't go into any detail, and the error messages that have the number codes that I was reading off earlier aren't from the OneDrive, but they've already scrolled off my screen, so I can't see those. When you're in the tilde key, is there a way to go back up and see earlier messages?
Page up and page down, move it.
Yeah, page up and page down. Yeah, I know, Jonathan, but Spectre's had some issues with drive space in the past, so I was just checking to make sure that he may not have turned off syncing.
A lot easier to use, and there's no purchasing of the app either. Why you're losing the apps either, that I'm not sure of. I've never seen that happen before. Once they're bought, they should be saved like any other item that you purchase. You have the live multiplayer.
Oh yeah.
It introduces some interesting
from time to time.
Andy, what am I looking for in these error messages? I can give you more information.
It'd probably be easier to actually see the whole log file. Can you drag and drop that into Discord?
Yeah. If you don't want to put it in general, just direct message me, or you can direct message Andy.
I've got no worries.
And just drag and drop the text file, the log.txt in there, and it'll just add it.
So you can just drag and drop this?
Yep.
Yeah, the text file. Then they'll ask you to...
What, do I take a screenshot or what?
No, just take the file itself and drag it over and drop it in Discord, in Farmer Klein's general chat or private chat or Andy's.
Where is the file located at?
The root directory of your farm sim game, where you put your mods. where your mod folder is. It should be at the bottom of the list as a text file. Are you playing on Steam or?
The log file I'm giving you?
Log.txt. Yes, sir. That's it.
It would be in like Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 2017.
Yep.
And then in there's a log.txt.
I got the Great Plains Spectrum.
When you go to your mods folder, does it have like a green check listed next to each file, or is it like a little blue cloud?
There's nothing. There's just a zip folder icon. Let me see if I can see more details on these files.
Because I know at one point you were having really hard times with file space.
Yeah, that's resolved.
Okay.
I don't even use the cloud. I don't know why I get that message. I think it might have been a pop-up and I clicked the wrong answer.
Yeah, I'm just concerned that it's possible maybe some of the issues that are cropping up might be a result of the mod folder being synced to the cloud, and anything the game tries to do to the mod folder, then maybe OneDrive is trying to sync those changes up and or write things which are then not allowed by the game.
I could get rid of the cloud stuff if I can figure out how. Let's see.
Well, you should be able to like right click on, let's say, the mods folder and just say don't sync or something.
I think the actual Lua error and probably needing to repurchase it, etc., is probably caused by whatever this error is, which it doesn't tell me what it is. The original one where it can't find the XML, because the other two errors are caused because it can't. The Lua itself can't find the XML, so it's trying to execute something that doesn't exist, and that's why you're getting a call stack error. Why it's not loading that XML, or whether or not Pharmer Client's correct when he said that the syncing, maybe it's resynced itself and deleted the XML, because the tablet creates new XMLs itself for everyone to be able to read from.
I don't have an option to not sync. I see nothing in the menu about any sync message.
Go to your little cloud down in your taskbar. You have a white cloud, right?
Yep.
If you go to settings.
Okay.
Then there's a tab that says account.
Okay. Unlink this PC, is that what I want to do?
Are you going to use OneDrive at all?
No.
I unlink this PC and see what it does.
Spectre, I've got the Great Plains. It's full seed, and I'm going to park it for tonight. And you can make that transfer whenever you're ready. No rush.
I won't be seeding for a while, so.
Oh, you already made the transfer. Thank you.
Yeah, Jonathan in chat suggesting if you right-click on the icon and select pause syncing, there may be an option like indefinitely pause syncing. And see if that helps out at all. But what most of these cloud apps will try to do is they'll monitor a folder for changes, and when they find changes, they'll try to copy those changes up to the internet. And then when files are deleted locally, it will sometimes delete them up in the cloud, and other times it will basically say, oh, you need this file again, and then it will download it back to your machine. And if you know, if that's the case, then it's possible that you're in a conflict with OneDrive and any mod that's trying to actively write something to your mods folder or to your game folder that's synced, because OneDrive is trying to put your files back, or it's basically actively replacing a file with a different version of the file after the mod has changed it. Therefore, the file that it needs isn't staying there, like Andy was saying. It can't find the XML that it's trying to call to get the information, I guess, about what apps you have.
Getting speed with claiming charges in here again.
So it's easy enough for me to reimburse you for whatever is, you know, the dollars that you're losing as a result of having to rebuy stuff. But if we pause the syncing and then you exit the game, pause sync for like indefinite, then come back in, you might have to buy them again. But then if you exit, hopefully when you come back in, they'll be there, because you've paused the sync, and therefore OneDrive isn't possibly overwriting or deleting those things.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully I have the drive thing disconnected now.
Thanks for coming in, Andy.
Oh, that's okay. I thought it'd be easier than typing a new relay. Not that I've helped very much yet, but all I know is that that XML is where all the apps are saved on everyone's individual computer.
Well, that's helped a lot. You've got background knowledge that we didn't have related to how it functions, so that's useful.
It's how the chainsaws should work, I believe. I'm not really a big fan of you buy one chainsaw and everyone can use it. I sort of think that should be client side rather than server side. So everyone could buy a different type of chainsaw, for instance.
Yeah, so everybody could have a different brand of chainsaw.
Yeah, or sort of hand tools, and if you've bought one, two people can't use it, you know, it sort of seems like a bit of a cheat. You buy one chainsaw and 8 people on a server can use it
Yeah.
at the same time.
Is it like the same with the, I guess it's the same with the Whoopster thing? Seasoned hand tool?
Yep.
One person,
Anything
but...
that's sort,
Yeah.
anything that's sort of operated as a tool except for the pressure washer, because it's classified as a hand tool as well, but it sort of overrides it and says that if it's in use, no one else can use it.
Alright, see you later, Rockhound.
So is that a pretty messy log or what?
No, you've got really no errors in there. If the only error is that it couldn't find the farming tablet XML, which the reason it keeps printing is because the tablet keeps looking for it over and over again. It doesn't give up. Apart from that, there's only one other, the invalid mod name for the FS17 contest one, and that's because it's added the parenthesis, the brackets and the 1 at the end of it. There must have been another version in there already, so it's either a duplicate or, and Windows has added the 1 to the end of it. That's a valid character. But apart from that,
Okay, my drive control just did a stupid. How do I get rid of the red steering wheel?
Hit M.
Oh, okay.
M is nasty.
It happens when you type.
Yeah. If you all, because I was seeing your messages, if y'all, like, if we're involved in something, if y'all need to chat, you could just say jump down to the other channel real quick. Then you can just do whatever you need to chat with in that other voice channel. Are you okay with me turning traffic back on now?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It seems every time I go to come out of somewhere, there's traffic just jamming up into one area.
Just make sure you look before you go across the train crossing. Because that train's rolling. Hey Anthony, what's up? I don't know if I said hey when you came in. So there's Rockhound's farm. We're next door neighbors. I saw you driving all around my area there, Silver Dragon.
Yeah, well, I took the grass up to the cows, and I figured it'd be the easiest way instead of trying to take my tractor down there.
Would you drive right through the man's field or what?
You drive down the road between the fields. I see this international truck pulling a sprayer.
Hillbilly in the house. How did your thing go?
Well,
Was that genetic?
Yep.
Super quiet again. Just a whisperer.
Overall, it's been a pretty quiet night in here. Anyway.
Oh, there's a train.
that's because I have to turn my volume up and down for the stream. Down for the stream, up for you guys.
So you can't talk to us and stream at the same time because you'll blow them out of the water?
Yeah, pretty much. I can adjust my volume, my gain control on OBS. It's just tweaking it. I haven't got around to doing that yet.
Hey, Talgar. Well, I can't think of a better way to spend an evening, Anthony, than play Farm Sim while you watch someone else play Farm Sim, right? How many fields do I own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 fields. Okay.
Yes, Silver Dragon.
Alright, so, how do I go about on the tablet to give it to you?
Open up the Finance app. Tech Finance with a Z.
Right?
The upper right, there's 2 buttons. Click the rightmost button. It should be something like transfer money. Then there should be a field where you pick who you transfer the money to. And then you type in the amount. And at the bottom it's submit or transfer or OK or some button. And poof, wire transferred.
Okay, it's now telling me I don't have a tablet, and I know I have it. Now it's saying I don't.
Put it in a charger.
Yeah, but I picked it back up, at least I thought I did.
It did the same to me. I don't have my tablet, but it was at 50% before I leave.
And it's not in my docking station either. All I'm getting is no tablet charged by docking station.
When you hit Control Z, you get, it says no tablet.
No tablet. Charge battery by using the charging trigger.
That sounds like his battery's drained then. You go to your charging station and you hit Q, does it pop in there?
Okay, there it is.
Then hit R. Actually make it charge.
Okay, it's there.
And then wait a little bit. I don't know how long it takes to actually charge.
It's pretty quick.
Got it.
It's not super intuitive. You'd think that docking it would make it start charging because that's how, like, you know, things work in real. But I guess it's a function of maybe the script or the game that it requires you to activate the charging.
I think Kevin was sort of making you turn the PowerPoint on, so to speak.
We don't get charged for charging. That would be cool, though. Do we?
Okay,
No.
I'm in that page now.
Okay, the upper right, there should be 2 buttons.
Yeah.
If you hover over the far right button, I think it's like transfer or something. Send money.
Right.
And click on where it says Spectre 51 acres.
So then,
No.
new transfer. So the bold, the word that's bolded, is who you're actually sending money to. So if you pick the Quebecian farmers,
Okay, yeah, I see it.
and you put in $1, and you hit submit, you'll send him the payment you need. And then the money instantly disappears out of your account and shows up in his.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
That's the easiest way to do it. There's like a billing thing where you like make an invoice and everything, but it didn't work the way I expected it to work when we were testing it. I think both people have to be online in order to do it, right?
Right.
But this works. It's pretty easy. So, and you still have like a history of your transactions. So you can see who you sent money to or who's giving you money, I think.
Right. Like it's a small learning curve, but it seems to be pretty straightforward once you do it a couple of times. I see.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see the new version when it's like built into the help menu or the escape menu as another tab. I guess it's kind of like the way Seasons has their Alt S.
Correct.
The farming tablet notification is still on.
Okay, go to your station there. Hit Q a couple of times and it'll reappear for you. That's what I had to do.
Okay.
Hey DC, what's up? We're just over here on Germantown, plowing up our fields. Got several other folks here in with us.
In order to avoid this, should we put the tablet in the docking station, charge it before we log out?
Yeah, I'd take it to 100% and put it back into your inventory, or so that you have it right. Something may have happened with people coming in and out of the game tonight. Who knows? It does little idiot things like that. But it's the first time I've had that happen to me because I know I had it. I know I had my tablet earlier.
Right. I've only... Yeah, I don't think you don't need to charge it too much. It's really... I think it slowly drains if you don't use it, but if you have it up for a while, it drains pretty quick. But it seems to charge really fast once you actually put it in and hit R.
But then I think it may have to do with how many people have a tablet running at the same time too. That could have a factor in it as well. It's possible.
The battery's only for yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I asked about if we were technically charged, you know, a couple bucks to charge it, because I know on the straw harvest, if you've got the pellet factory running, it will throw up like, you know, X dollars for palletizer electricity or something, which I thought was pretty neat. That would be nice.
Alright guys, I'm off for the night.
Alright. Hope you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah. Just gotta get off my ass and fertilize those fields tomorrow.
What would be nice is if
Oh, you guys have a good night.
if you could strap down equipment. You know, if you could put straps on anything. That would be super nice.
How much you got left in your tank over there?
40,000. But
Okay.
I have a full trailer of 60,000 too.
Okay, I'll buy the last 2 trailers off you out of your storage there, and that should give me enough for my fields that I've got.
Okay.
So I'll send you another 20K.
Okay.
Which fields do you got? You got a lot of small fields, don't you?
Sounds like a lot of fertilizer.
Yeah. Like Rockhound down there, he's got the 134 to 143. He only used
I've got
20,000, right? Or no, he didn't even use 20,000.
I've got 68, 11, 12, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62.
So the Horse app, do you have the Horse app?
Yeah, I do.
So the Horse app will tell you how much liquid fertilizer you will use on the field. So if we go to like field 68, is 4,425 liters for liquid that field. So if you're going to do 2 stages of that, then you just double it. If you're going to do 3 stages, then you triple it. I'm thinking it might be... I'm thinking that's a lot of liquid. I don't know if you're going to go through that much. I've got some pretty big fields, and I only went through 20,000 just in my first coat, but I got some pretty big fields.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down here with 34, 42, 127, 148. You know, that whole corner.
How big is my 76?
I'm not in the app no more. You have to buy the horse app, man.
Oh, I thought you were on the spreadsheet.
Oh, I'm not in that either. No.
Anyway, it took me 5,000 for one stage on 76.
Oh, okay. Man, that's a heck of a hill. Look at that.
Field 76.
Wouldn't want to be in MR on that.
It's 17 hectares, and yeah, it should have taken 4,000 on that, 70 acres.
Yeah, so 17 is 5,000. If you don't spend your fertilizer on the grass.
Tell you a mod I'm really digging in single player. I don't know if how well it works in multiplayer. Is that sprayer add-on from the mod contest?
Yeah, Mark Dupont used it in his contractor.
So then it works on multiplayer good? Because with
Yeah,
that...
I think there were three. They were three to using it on his map.
Yeah. Because with that, there's a companion mod which basically adds his code you need to the in-game sprayers and the Coon sprayers. And if you set it to auto, then it turns off the nozzles if you go over stuff that's either fertilized already or isn't fertilizable, like grass. So you can really maximize your liquid usage because it turns off sprayers when you're overlapping. Therefore, you don't use as much.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't make money.
You've made lots of money already.
Yeah, next year I bring you 80,000 for free.
Because I refused your refund.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crazy that way. I told you, I was like, I was perfectly willing to pay, what was it, 80,000 for 80,000 liters?
Yeah.
I thought that was a perfectly fine price. Then you point out that technically I could have got the solid cheaper. And you wanted to offer me a half price. And I said, no, I thought I was getting a good deal then, so I'll just keep that.
Yeah, because anyway, solid and liquid is not the same thing, so it's apple and orange. We should not compare the two prices.
Apparently the solid the solid has a different usage rate, doesn't it? At least according to Horse App, it does. Turn on our air conditioner. Turn on the heater a little bit. You mean like a good combine that's bigger than the 1660? I've got over there a I've got the let's see what I got. I got the TC590 76. I've got this version of the 590. It holds 6400 versus 6300. So it's just a step bigger, 190 horsepower versus. So this is technically a step down. It's this one. This one's a step up. But it's barely a step up in horsepower. So I guess really the next step up would be this 7000 series Massey, or this Russell Smash, or the 7000 Axle Flow.
Coming up from one more tank.
No problem.
Already sent you the cash for it, so. So I want to get at least 2 on there, and then hopefully my seeders will have for solids. That will be my 3rd as I'm planting.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I sprayed, now I'm plowing. I'll spray again. Then I'm using the in-game horse seeder, so it has solid in it. That'll be my 3rd. I won't have to touch the fields again until we harvest.
Yeah, see, I plowed all my fields the other day, and I just have to cultivate them before I seed them, so. Took me 10 in-game hours to do all that.
So that is something that we're going to have to pay attention to, is the number of hours on your tractors, because at 1x, 21 days, you could conceivably rack up quite a number of hours on your implements, on your tractors. So you're probably going to have to do maintenance on them good 2 or 3 times easy. Unless you got a bunch of different tractors.
Right now I just got one of everything, so.
Right, so you got at least probably 12 hours on that tractor already. You're already halfway to your 30 operating hours before maintenance.
Well, I had the John Deere tractor when I did the plowing. And then I sold it, and I bought a new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw you had a John Deere. But that was just for the horsepower to get the plowing done?
Well, the one I picked up was basically got the same, close to the same horsepower what the John Deere had.
Oh, what do you got now?
Oh, it's that white tractor in the shop there. What you call it?
Lamborghini?
The Lamborghini one, yeah.
Oh, you got yourself an exotic.
Uh-huh. A one of a kind. Actually does pretty good. And I figured I'd go with the straight truck because I think an articulating would be a little too big for me.
I like that truck. I like that little international pickup, or grain truck, I call it.
Yeah. I wish it had a matching trailer for the back end on it.
What's the capacity of that thing? I'll go look at the store.
I'm not quite sure.
It's something like 28,000, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 28.
But it's cheap. Comparatively, so it's... the grain truck is 55,000 and it has 28,360 capacity. Your AR truck is 142,000 for the truck. And you gotta have your tipper, which is anywhere between 25,000 to 38,000.
But I'm also spraying with the AR truck, and I'm also hauling water, and I'm hauling.
Right.
You can pull a flatbed.
Right. You've spread your $142,000 investment out across multiple things.
I could even use it as a tractor in the field if I want to.
You could.
Yeah, I had it pulling a plow for a little while, but
it looks a little silly. Do you have the one with the front hitch, 3-point?
Yeah, I always just, as a standard habit, buy all hitches.
So you could put the snowplow on the front, and you could be a put the AR salt spreader on the back. Next thing you know, you're a road clearing machine.
I ain't doing that unless I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah, $2,000 or $3,000 per yard, right?
I can put a stump grinder in front and do that.
I know it's not too much fun watching the plowing. That's about all we got going on tonight. Bunch of field prep work. How much are we missing there on that? Oh, it's not too bad. It's fine. Once we're done plowing, I'm going to sell this plow because there's no reason to keep it. Get myself a little bit more money back in the system. See where everybody is. Money. Here I am. Rockhound. Oh, Dragon's Cove is at 634,000. Let's just look at everybody's bank balance. Ken is the most frugal of all of us so far. There's a There's a ton of unclaimed expenses.
Yeah, I said that earlier. I'll go look through them. I have a feeling a lot of them are mine because I didn't have a tablet for a while.
Wage payments. I've been hiring a helper.
Maybe Andy's on it.
Fuel costs. Somebody buy fuel.
I bought a fuel pallet, but that's
It's $29 in fuel costs. Somebody refueled something. At a gas station, I guess.
$29 is nothing. What did they refill? Jerry can?
Well, I don't
With
know.
their lawnmower or what?
It's a couple liters.
Maybe he missed that trigger and filled the pickup.
Property income. Somebody sold 45, almost 46,000 in a sold vehicle. Wonder if that's Silver Dragon's tractor.
Maybe somebody that bought fuel out of my tank too.
That was April 18th. Today at 8:52.
Rockhound sold the plow, didn't he?
5 hours ago. Water costs, $1,700 water costs.
That's probably mine.
To others, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 tablet apps.
Well, I just bought 3 or 4 apps today, and when I sold the tractor, I already picked that up because the other that tab wasn't as full when I bought the new tractor.
I bought $15,000 worth of tablet apps today.
Yeah. Just let me know and I'll jump in his bank and shove it back to you.
Oh, I left you a message on your Discord there.
All right. But if it sounds like if you recall that you should have got like 46,000 back in money. If you sold something, you don't get the money back until you go claim it.
Yeah, well, the one building there, 38,000, it gave me 19, but I had to buy. So I got rid of the one and bought another one. So, like when you buy them for 38 and they only give you 19 back, I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's standard in game. You only get 50% back on your placeable.
Yeah, but I think the first place was glitchy. That's why it did what it did. Because I even had it wouldn't take all my bales I had. So I lost a couple of bales out of it. I'm not worried about them, but you know.
How many did you have?
I had 6 bales, but it wouldn't take the 6 bales. It seemed to glitch out, so I sold it, got 19 back from it, and I bought another barn, and that one works fine. So I basically lost 3 bales when I sold the other building.
Oh, I'm sure it will be very quickly ported over there. Rated virus.
And I'm thinking seasons, rain, it's going to rot my bales, so I bought the barn to store them.
Right, and it's going to help server load anyway, not having hundreds of bales scattered around.
I even bought a barn that's for all the other pallets and stuff. So if I buy like pallets of seed or whatever, I can put it inside that. And the dry fertilizer and stuff. So if I can buy it in bulk and throw it in there and not have to worry about being on on the ground and going, oh shit, you know.
Yeah. Now I was a little worried about the. I didn't want to try it here. I wasn't going to try it until I did it like single player testing, but I was a little worried about trying to put the seed, not the in-game seed pallets, but the seed totes in there.
They won't go because I tried.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to try it in here. I didn't want to put a $1,600 seed tote in and then get a $1,000 seed pallet out.
Well, I bought the totes being, you know, they're like, yeah, they're $1,000 for it, but you're getting what, $1,600, like you said.
Yeah.
So, I thought, okay, I bought, and I figured because they were pallets, I thought, okay, it should go in, but they don't. Because it recognizes pallets, right? So I figured, well, it should just go in, but it doesn't. You can throw them off the trailer, and they'll be in the center of the lane that where you back into.
Right, that's probably a good thing because I doubt you'd get the right thing back out. Because the building wouldn't know anything about the tote mod.
What's the tote mod? I'm curious.
So there's, on my screen, you'll see it in a minute. There is these buckhorn fertilizer and seed totes, like a big plastic box pallet. Cheaper because they're $1,000, but they hold 1,625 liters of solid fertilizer or seed.
Right.
And I was saying that I wasn't going to try to put one of those in the pallet building because if it did go in, it would probably somehow try to register it as a seed pallet. Because the seed bag is $900 and it's only 1,000 liters, so like I didn't want to risk losing. Like,
does it have the effect come out the bottom if you hold it over a trailer, etc.? The same as the seed bags.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
So it should accept them, and when it respawns it, it will look like a standard seed bag, but the fill level will be the fill level of whatever you put in. If you're talking about the storage barn that accepts the seed, the fertilizer, the tree saplings, and all that, it's the same as the bale storage. It'll read the fill level of it. So if you put a bag in there with only 300 liters, that's what you're going to get back. So if you put in
these totes, it doesn't recognize the totes.
Check.
Yeah, it probably read those bags, yes, but it won't read these totes because I tried earlier. I had to bring them out and put them off the side.
All right, let's see if we get stuff out the bottom. I got the lid shut.
I remember when we were using them on UMRV, we had to haul them over the seed triggers, but I don't know that it had the animation.
I know the fertilizers do. They showed it yesterday on mine.
The black totes.
Yeah, the buckhorns.
It's interesting that it's not accepting that because unless they've got an attribute missing from them, the storage sheds accept the fill type. It doesn't matter how it arrives as long as it's classified as a pallet and the fill type matches what the shed will accept.
There, now I can. Yep, it pours out the bottom. Just.
Right before it threw itself back at you.
Just a little bit. Alright, so this is the building. Yep.
Yes, it is. It won't take the totes. It'll.
Just took something. Disappeared from me.
Did it? Let's see.
There should be a bag in the shed on. Yeah.
Yep, it just spawned it out. It's only 1,000 liters, so.
Yeah, it's classified
So you-
as a fillable pallet, so it should work.
So you lose the amount.
Buy another one.
You shouldn't lose the amount. Let me have a look at the mod.
Okay.
Was it full?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one that I know is full because it's game extension showing me that it's 1625. Might want to turn your truck off because that might cause insane number of operating hours if the truck's left on. Object size 1625 on the chalkboard. And it says 1,000 liters on the spawn out.
Does it not put more out, or does it?
That's another thing. Do you have a can we hook up your seeder? How much does your seeder take?
I don't have a seeder yet.
Okay.
It should, if it's displaying it as 1,000, that's all that's in it.
Yeah.
Hey, genetic.
Yeah, that's this one right here.
But will it not spawn another pallet out with the remainder in it, or is it just one?
Now it says seed bags 0 stored, 0 size, but it definitely said 16 whatever, 1 stored 16 whatever, but it only spawned out as 1,000.
What'd you need, Silver?
Have you bought any seeders yet?
Yes, I've got two of them over there. One for corn and the other one for cereal crops.
Yeah, I bought you a seed tote at Shop Silver Dragon. You just need to pick it up.
All right.
Hey, I'm going down there to grab a seed tote too. I can bring it back for you.
Okay, thanks.
And I've got genetic cedar. I've got like 35 liters left of it.
Maybe the logic is that maybe there's a logic issue somewhere where it's like seed bags can't be greater than 1,000, so it spews it out as 1,000.
No, because I've tested it.
Okay.
I'm even looking at the script and I've got it here. It says item set fill level object capacity, and that's the capacity that it's stored as in the shed. It's confusing me why it's spitting it out less than, because you can even see it in the shed. It's saying 1625. That's what it accepted it as.
Yeah, but then when I went around the side, game extension said it was 1,000. So very odd. But it is cool that it can store modded pallets like that.
Yeah, the in that release, it'll probably be different for 19. It just respawns it looking like that.
Would it
Some
do?
changes that'll actually.
Could I do big bags in there too, like the SOB big bags, or that new big bag mod is over at FSUK?
Yeah, because it just accepts it as a as the fill type, whereas the other version that probably won't be FS17, I've got actually reads the XML of the file object you're putting in, and then gives it back to you exactly the way it looks and feels. So if you put a pink wrapped bale in, you get a pink wrapped bale back.
Sweet. So if someone's gone and branded their wrapper to have a farm name or something on it, they would get their farm name wrapped bale back out.
Yep. Whether or not I can make it display that shed. Yeah, if I can get it to display it without causing lag issues, you know, for the sake of it looking the same in storage, it's not worth doing it. It's
Oh yeah.
Work that much harder.
So guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish plowing this field, and then we'll call it a stream. We got 4 fields plowed today. Not too terrible bad. Tomorrow I may be over on the Italia map. The crop is very close to being ready to harvest, I think. They're in the last day of summer. So tomorrow will be the first day of autumn on that map. So I may be over there harvesting sunflowers or corn. Although I'm not sure. I think maybe the corn may take another seasonal transition. So I'm going to jump in there tomorrow and check before I schedule up the stream. But it's either going to be Italia or it's going to be Emerald Coast again tomorrow. Anybody that watched the Emerald Coast stream yesterday, I did find the missing nugget. So we're going to go ahead and pick up nugget 100 and get our $1 million. Interesting enough, it was down at the in the backyard where I thought, what the heck, let's go look. And we just didn't find it. So those are 2 things that may be going on tomorrow. Yeah, Raznik, you talking about the buckhorn totes? They went in as 1625 or whatever it is, but for some reason they're only coming out as 1,000. It's a little intriguing. But have no fear, Super Modder GTX Andy is here. He'll dig into it and might figure out what's going on with it.
Had a head-on collision there.
Okay, traffic is still off, so if you're having a head-on collision,
That was me. That would have been your seat all over the road too. Or were you coming down for the seat?
No, I'm picking something else up.
Okay, I'll take it over by the sheet then.
Yeah, you'll see the other totes on the side of the building there.
no, the screen shows up as 0, so it's intriguing because apparently the way the mod is supposed to work is it's
Over if me and Ken can figure out how to
when you put something in storage, it stores the fill value.
What's that?
fertilizer silo.
So when you empty it, it should take the fill value out and respawn it at that fill level.
You can empty your own to do that. I mean, that's not going to cost you anything. They're free anyhow. I'm just saying.
Right.
We all wheeling and dealing.
No, I wound up. Well, I was going to take over the sheep farm, and then when Silver Dragon wanted to do it, I already had my silo placed with 20,000 liters of fertilizer in it. So
Oh.
I'll leave it.
when we come in, I'll probably definitely be streaming this map on Friday. When we come in Friday, I might spray these fields and maybe see about planting them.
I love these little flatbed trucks.
Where is there fuel on the map? Is there only one gas station?
All on the west, near my farm.
Is that the only one?
Up by Bonner, I think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the only one I see. Alright. I'll go over. I just noticed my Kloss is down to 144 liters. I'm like, I better fill it up.
Which flatbed is that? Dragon.
I don't know if I have any left in my fuel.
Oh, that truck set? The pickup truck set?
Oh, that's what you like?
Yeah.
So I might as well come up here and get some fuel. Especially if we have to drive all the way across the map to get it.
Must have better make your engine that
Yeah, I got one that's pretty heavy.
Here's a couple spots for some farms that aren't in use. Did you say something?
I guess I was going to say it. I don't know if there's any fuel in my trailer there at my shed that's right above center on the map. Then let the guys fill up out of it for 70 cents a liter.
Where is it at?
follow me.
Right beside my shed there.
Alright. Hopefully I'll catch up to Ken.
Ken don't care. He'll run off and leave it.
Let's see one of Ken's tractors. Just south of 52.
Yeah, right there somewhere. Yep, the yellow Thunder Creek Trail.
Yeah, it's got 2,000 liters in it. Turn, turn.
Somebody put some in it then.
Spent 4 liters driving over here.
Yeah, but think of how much you'd have spent driving to the west side of the map.
Or have it call one of us for a service call because you ran out of fuel.
Yeah, that would have been really expensive.
Alright, I'm at 139. Tell you how much I've fuel.
Did you find the good jumping spots on this map yet or no?
He's only been finding things that make him jump up and down mad.
Not really. Alright, 739. Put 600 liters in there even. And interest. So that's $420. 70 cents a gallon.
Yep.
70 cents a litre.
For reference, the fuel totes at the shop cost 66 cents a liter, but I had to buy a trailer to put it in, so 4 cents is my surcharge. I'm really making a killing off that, aren't I?
Or sent you your money, you should have got it. Just imagine what you could charge for emergency refueling when someone's out in the middle of the field and they don't have the gas to get back.
Yeah, it'd be double that, at least.
Double overtime on Sundays.
Ken, is that your shed there? With that house?
Yeah.
You were talking about on the other map, all you needed was a house and you just put a little building down.
Sleeping in the tractor again,
Oh, he's got a house.
He does, he's got a nice house. Someone's at home, he's got his lights on and everything.
That looks just like my house in real life.
So you got field 121 down here. Looks like it's almost big enough for me to park my tractor on.
I know, how's he ever going to get that one flat?
I planted potatoes already. That's my garden.
Well, you got a shed down here by 121 also. Huh.
No, 121's not mine.
No, 121's mine. Is that a sound of realization?
That's a sound of you're somewhat right, or actually you're 100% right at the moment. I never tested it with anything over 1,000.
I can't.
Only test
I can't
the
help.
base game.
I can't help it when I'm right. It's a curse. It's a curse I have to live with my entire life.
I'm gonna have to, I know. I was wrong once, and it was when I thought I was wrong. This makes twice, so I'm really in trouble. Yeah, if you put it, something in that's less than 1,000 liters, you'll get it out at less than 1,000 liters. But over 1,000 liters, for some reason, it's setting it to 1,000. Why? Because it should override it when I tell it to do what I tell it to do. The only thing I can put it down to is that that to spawn a seed pellet, I have to spawn it from the XML. That's why no one else does it, because I'm not sure if they'd worked it out yet. The XML's capacity is 1,000. So if you were to add those totes to the shed and spawned from their XML, you'd probably get the 1625 or less. I'll need to look at that. Sorry about that.
It's fine. Always a learning experience.
As I say, I didn't check it with any more in it. All I did was hold it over a trailer, empty it, so it only had like 400 litres in it, put it back into the shed, pulled it out and had 400 litres in it. That was the extent of checking whether or not it actually holds the capacity, I'm going to admit.
So there we have it. It's somewhat limited by in-game capacities of stuff.
On the ones that spawn via XML, yes. Something like the sapling pellets this time.
What about those those super big bales that are like 6,000 or 6? That bale mod, which is like dynamic bale density or whatever, where you could have really big bales.
No, bales won't be affected, and neither will like your liquid fertilizer pallet. If you had a liquid fertilizer pallet that was 10,000 litres, it would come out as 10,000 litres because I'm loading an i3D. Whereas to load a seed pallet, because it has the effects, etc. on it, I need to load it from an XML. So the script tells an XML to then load the i3D. Whereas when I'm loading anything that doesn't have an effect and doesn't require an XML to work, I just load the i3D directly and set all the attributes myself.
This only affects seed and fertilizer pallets because they have the
seed
thing
and
at the bottom.
Okay. And the saplings, because they load each little individual sapling, is a separate i3D that's loaded from an XML.
What about like a potato pallet?
No, they're they're like the liquid fertilizer pallets. They're just standard i3D.
You would take a potato pallet
into that shed? No. No, it only takes seeds, pig food. Pig food will be affected too. So seeds, pig food, fertilizer, tree saplings, liquid fertilizer, and poplar.
Does it take a nitrate?
No, not if it's registered as a new fill type.
Okay.
You could add it to the shed, but as they're released, I tend to only release them with standard base game stuff, because if I start adding extra fill types, this then gives you warnings in the log, and then I also get a lot of requests for what about this palette and what about this type and this, and where do I stop?
Yep.
Yeah. The script's free for anyone to make their own buildings, and they can release their own, get their own buildings, put whatever they want into it, release it, there's no problem. But for me to do it, I'd just never get anything done if I was constantly trying to keep up with all the fill types.
All right, well, thanks for coming out, and thanks for looking at those things. Have yourself a good day.
Thank you. Too.
All right, guys, so until next time, happy farming.